Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we will learn together how to work this simple knitted baby blanket. So this is Abi Baby Blanket, and you can find the pattern on my blog. It's a basic blanket pattern that is perfect for any knitting newbie beginners that are just trying to learn the basic stitches and techniques. The basic stitch pattern count for this blanket is 8 plus 3 stitches. That's for the basket weave pattern, and I've also added a 5 stitches of garter stitch on the left and on the right to create the garter stitch border. If you'd like to have that at the bottom and the top of the blanket as well, you will first need to work 5 rows of knit stitch on every row, and you would repeat that on the top after you finish the basic row pattern, and you will have the garter stitch border all the way around. The basic row pattern for this, or row pattern repeat for this blanket, is 8 rows. To start with, we will create a slip knot, and I will cast on 25 stitches for my small swatch. For you, however many you need to cast on for the desired blanket. So if you follow the pattern exactly, you will cast on 109 stitches. So I'm going to be using long tail cast on. That's a simple way how to start your blanket, and you will start your long tail cast on. So that's for me 2, 3, 4, and so on until you have the desired number of loops. Once we have all the stitches that we need on our needles, we will then start with row number 1. So as I mentioned, I first added 5 stitches for garter stitch, so you will do that. For this small swatch, I'm only going to do 3 stitches, so I would do 3 knit stitches, so you will first start with the garter stitch border, and now we will go on to the row number 1, and that's actually knit all across. So this would include the garter stitch border without actually having to change any stitches. I just wanted to emphasize that you need to be mindful of that when you are working your rows, because on the left and on the right you will always need to work the garter stitch before working the basket weave pattern. So you will knit all the way to the end of the row, and we are going to be doing something slightly different on the very last stitch. So once we get to the end of the row before the last stitch, we will then bring the yarn from back forward between the stitches, and we will slip the last stitch on purlwise, and then you can turn the work around. For row number 2, we will work again first the garter stitch portion. So for me that's 3 stitches, for you that will be 5 if you follow the pattern as is on the blog. So I'm doing 3 knit stitches. Then you will continue with working 4 knit stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, followed by 3 purl stitches. So you work 3 purl stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And now this is where the stitch pattern repeat starts. So the stitch pattern repeat for row number 2 is working 5 knit stitches followed by 3 purl stitches, so you will repeat that for the whole of the row to last 4 plus 5 stitches for you, because you will still need to allow the 5 stitches at the end for the garter stitch border, and outside of that you will work 4 knit stitches. So let's work the stitch pattern repeat, which is 5 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, followed by 3 purl stitches, 1, 2 and 3. So you will keep on repeating that 5 knit stitches and 3 purl stitches. So now I'm at the end, because I've got last 4 stitches left that will be knits, and then my garter stitch border portion. So first 4 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and my garter stitch border. So I will work knit stitches to the end, bring the yarn forward and slip the last stitch. Now on to row number 3. So we will work the garter stitch portion. For you it will be 5 stitches, for me that's 3 stitches, so we will work that in a knit stitch. Then we will purl 4 knit 3, so that's 1, 2, 3 and 4 in a purl, 3 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, and now we will work the stitch pattern repeat, which is 5 purls and 3 knits, all the way to the same amount of stitches as per row 2. So for me that's 3 stitches separated for the garter stitch, and then last 4, and in between these we will do our stitch pattern repeat. So again it's 5 purls and 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 knits, 1, 2, 3. Repeat that all the way for the rest of the row up to the last 4 plus 3. For you it will be 4 plus 5 stitches. So we will then work 4 purls, 2, 3 and 4, and 2 knit stitches. For you it will be 4 knit stitches, bring the yarn forward, slip the last stitch. Row 4 will be a repetition of row number 2. So we will start with the garter stitch, we will then work 4 knits and 3 purls, 4 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 purls, 3. Then we will work the stitch pattern repeat, which is 5 knits and 3 purls across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 purls, 1, 2 and 3, the last 4 plus 3 for me, 4 plus 5 for you, and you will work 4 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the garter stitch border, so 2 knits, for you 4 knits, bring the yarn forward and slip. row 5 is a repetition of row number 2, which was knit across. So we will knit the whole row up to the last stitch. We'll bring the yarn forward and slip the last stitch. Okay. Bring the yarn forward and slip the last stitch. For row number 6, we will work our border again. We mustn't forget the border, otherwise the stitch pattern will not work across the rows. So for me that's 3 knit stitches, for you it will be 5 knit stitches. We will then purl 3, 1, 2 and 3. We will then start working the stitch pattern, repeat, which is 5 knits and 3 purls up to the garter stitch border. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 knits, 3 purls, 1, 2, 3. I will manage to get another repeat here in my swatch. So that's 5 knits, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 3 purls, 1, 2 and 3. We are on the border now, so you will knit that to the last stitch. Bring the yarn forward between your needles, slip the last stitch. For row number 7, you will work first your border, so that's 3 here and 5 for you. We will then knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, and the stitch pattern for row number 7 is 5 purls and 3 knits. So we will work 5 purl stitches, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 3 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 5 purls again, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I will now work 3 knit stitches up to the border. I will knit 2 for my border, bring the yarn forward, slip the last stitch. And now the last row of our row repeat is the row number 8. So we will again start with our border. So work the number of knit stitches that you decided for your border. We'll then work 3 purls, 1, 2 and 3, and now onto the stitch pattern repeat, which is 5 knits and 3 purls. And yes, you guessed correctly, that's the repetition of row number 6. So we will repeat row number 6, 3, 4 and 5 knits, 3 purls, 1, 2 and 3, up to your border. So I will now repeat again, 5 knits, 3 purls, and up to my border where I will knit 2, bring the yarn forward, slip the last stitch. And this is it. That's the basic stitch pattern. So you will then repeat rows 1 to 8 for how many repeats you would like, or if you follow the pattern exactly as on the block, you will go up to rows 161 to 168. So you will just keep on repeating these 8 rows. If you then would like to add your garter stitch border on the top of the blanket as well, you will add 5 rows of knit across, and row number 169 is bind off row. So we will do very simple bind off, nothing too complicated. We will start with knitting the first 2 stitches. That's 1 and 2, and you will then go on to taking the first stitch and pulling it through the second. You will then knit 1 more and bring the first stitch over the other. Again, knit the next one, pull it over, knit the next, pull it over. As you can see, as you are binding off, you are creating this nice and neat edge on the top. But if you prefer to use a different methods of bind off, you find something that is more suitable for your blanket, go ahead and use your preferred method. This is just a simple demonstration for the knitting beginners to show them the easiest way how to bind off the blanket. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the easy blanket pattern, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.